And hello, everyone. Bo Williams here in the WATE 16 Your Side newsroom. I want to get you updated on what's going on traffic-wise around the area. There is a lot. Obviously, we try to get together each Friday and fill you in on what is happening. This week, we've got so many things going on. Everything from, oh my goodness, you've got the Orange and White game at UT. You've got Rossini Festival. We've got Rod Run. You've got several construction projects that are going to cause some backups. We're closing in on the opening of Covenant Health Park. We're going through some practice runs. We'll talk about that coming up here. So a lot to take in. Plus, I got rain in the area, and we're going to take a look at traffic around the area as well in case you're ready to head out on this Friday. Maybe you're heading downtown or heading out of town. We'll let you know how things are shaping up out on the interstate. So a lot to get to. First things first, though, let's talk about what's coming up this weekend. So much is getting ready to really hit us. And actually, one of these started yesterday, and we'll be running through the weekend. So we're going to bring in here. Let's see if we can get. Let's see. Well, where did it go? There's our windows. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button, and it's not wanting to pop up. There we go. There we are. All right. So here's what we've got going on right now. Pigeon Forge. You got the Rod Run that's going on. Started up yesterday. It's going to be running through the weekend. Again, Pigeon Forge Police Department just really urging everybody to be prepared for the heavy traffic. If you live in Sevier County, you know what we're talking about. If you're thinking about heading to Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, even Gatlinburg, just know there will be a lot more traffic. Even though there's already a lot of traffic this time of year, there will be even more because of the Rod Run. The show is actually at the LeConte Center, but traffic will be spilling over to the primary, secondary, and the tertiary road. So pretty much any road off of the Parkway, Teaster, all those areas, they're going to be packed, and of course near all of the hotels as well. A lot of people come to town for this, and that's why you're going to see a lot more cars out there. Great thing is you're going to see some pretty cool cars, right? Of course, when you're going to be out there taking a look at what's going on as far as how things are shaping up as far as this project. But we have a whole breakdown for you here on our website at WAT.com. You can read this article here. We'll kind of walk you through what's going on with Rod Run and kind of get you ready for what to expect, because that's something that we've been talking about. But also kind of in conjunction with all of this, you've had some work going on at the historic Old Mill Bridge there in Pigeon Forge. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, what are we talking about here? What is the bridge? This is the bridge. There you go. Okay, so when you take a look at this map, you can see parts of the island. You can see where there's the Old Mill restaurant. You can see the Parkway. It is a very short bridge. Just goes right across the creek there, but a lot of people use this as a pretty busy interchange coming off the Parkway. If you're traveling between the Parkway and Teaster, or if you're just trying to get to the Old Mill restaurant and some of the shops in there as well, just know that this bridge still is going to be off limits for a while. As a matter of fact, we had a chance to catch up with the director there of the Pigeon Forge Streets Department to kind of find out where this project stands and how long it's going to be until this very small bridge, but oh so important to traffic there in the Pigeon Forge area, when it will be reopened. Take a listen.
They gave me kind of a worst case scenario would be somewhere between June 13th and June 18th. Hope and best case would be somewhere in the last week of May. Be patient with the city of Pigeon Forge and Southern constructors as they're doing this bridge. Everybody is doing the best that they, as quick as they can, as safe as they can to get it reopened for us.
All right, so again, there is the map of the bridge. If you were able to make it out there, it looks like it won't be complete until sometime maybe mid-June. So still a lot of work to be done, still a couple of months to go here until this project is wrapped up. Again, not a huge bridge, but again, it is going to be causing some problems, and if you're not prepared for it, it will throw you off if you're trying to get from point A to point B, and this is an intersection that you usually use. Again, just kind of make note of all of that. So when we come back, don't forget you can read more about it by going to our website, WAT.com. There you can see it repairs the historic Old Mill Bridge in Pigeon Forge, facing some delay. So again, it may not be until about June till we get that situated. Something else that's coming up is Rossini Festival, downtown Knoxville. This will be the second year now that Rossini will be a Saturday, Sunday event. If you recall the past, it's been just a one-day event, but last year they decided to spread this out to 2 days. And it was so successful that they have brought it back for a two-day event again this year. Looks like the weather's going to comply. It'll be a little on the cool side, but that'll be just perfect. At least it'll be nice and dry in the downtown area. So again, this is taking place Saturday and Sunday. Covers a number of downtown stages along Market Square, Union Avenue, Church Street, and Clinch Avenues. There'll be music all throughout. It's all, obviously, this is put on by the Knoxville Opera, but it's not just opera music. You're going to hear everything from rock to country, gospel. You'll see children's choirs, so all kinds of stuff. So again, keep this in mind, and this is what we've pulled up for you here. And again, you can go to WAT.com. We've got an article for you there, kind of walking you through what to expect this year at Rossini, but also we've got this map to kind of show you the layout, if you will. And it's really kind of goes on with the pedestrian zone that we've been seeing. So you've got Crouch Park, you've got Market Square up here. Again, you got some of the roads here, Union Avenue, Clinch Avenue, those sections will be closed. You'll be able to walk pretty much almost to church as you make your way down. So this covers a pretty good stretch. In the old days, I say the old days, about 3 or 4 years ago, they would close down Gay Street. Gay Street's now open, so now they've really kind of confined this to the pedestrian zone that we know currently downtown. There in the Market Square and Crouch Park area and some of the areas right off of it. So that's what's coming up this weekend. So those roads will be closed. So again, keep all of that in mind. There'll be a lot of traffic, foot traffic as well, people trying to get to the festival. So just be prepared for that. A lot of people come from out of town, so you'll have a lot of extra people out there with you that maybe don't really know exactly where it is they're going. So I'll have to try to figure it out. But at least the weather will be nice, so we won't have to worry about any issues with that. I do want to tell you that also along with all of this, you've got the orange and white game going on as well over at the University of Tennessee. So again, keep that in mind that you're going to have more traffic down near the Rossini Festival downtown. People may be spending some time at Rossini, parking, and then walking over to Neyland. But you also have a lot more activity going on down near the university as well. So that's going to add more traffic to Neyland Drive, to Cumberland also. So it's going to be a busy weekend downtown, that is for sure. So again, just be patient when you are in the downtown area. And again, I think kickoff's around 2 o'clock. I think the gates open at 1 o'clock at Neyland Stadium for the orange and white game. The entire stadium will not be open. They're still doing some work there. So seating is limited, but still it's going to be a lot of people that will be making their way down to campus to get a look at the 2025 Vols football team. So you've got Rossini, you've got orange and white going on. And then also we're getting ready, obviously, for the start of baseball season, right? And we're all heading down to Covenant Health Park, getting ready for the grand opening coming up on Tuesday. This is the Smokies get ready to host Chattanooga. It'll be the home opener Tuesday night. You're going to see the game right here on WATE. It's close to a sellout, but if you're able to get down there, I've been to the ballpark, check it out. But a lot of people wondering too, as far as parking, how do you get to and from the stadium? And as a matter of fact, today they're going through some exercises trying to demonstrate how that will be using the shuttles. Where you'll be able to pick those up downtown. Also, we've actually gone out. Our own LOLs has been working on a story to show you how you, if you're going to hoof it, walking to the stadium, how to get there. And really, we're looking at a 10, 15-minute walk, depending on what garage you park in. And so for a lot of you, that's maybe even a shorter walk than maybe than when you park to walk to Neyland Stadium on a Saturday. So we're going to have some examples for you there as far as how to get to and from the stadium. As we mentioned, Knoxville conducting a practice run for traffic control, parking at Covenant Health Park. This is going to be something they're going to just kind of, as they go through it, there'll be some trials and tribulations here, some things they'll have to figure out as far as how to get people in and out of that ballpark. But I was down there last night. They had some of the lights on. They have resurfaced the parking area underneath Hall of Fame. Of course, that will be for staff and for season ticket holders. The rest of us will have to make their way from a parking garage or one of the side streets. So, but again, it will not be as difficult, I think, as a lot of people picture, but be sure to tune in to WATE, and I'm sure we'll have more details for you here at WAT.com as far as how to help you get around, get to and from the ballpark. But everybody excited for Tuesday night as we are looking forward to how that is all going to shake up and shake out as far as opening day and moving forward as this ballpark will continue to hopefully draw big crowds, just not for baseball, but for all One Knox, who will have their opener April 26th, which is a Saturday. And I understand they've sold almost 4,000 tickets for that game, hoping to set a USL 1 record if they can hit about 6,000 for that game. So still have a few weeks to go there to sell some more seats, but hopefully set a record there for USL 1 soccer. So that'll be fantastic. All right, when we come back, we have some projects that are coming up that we do want to talk about, kind of get you up to date. Not a lot of them, but a few that could cause you some headaches out on the interstates next week. We'll talk more about that coming up right after the break, so stay with us. All right, and welcome back, everyone. Bo Williams here in the WATE 16-year side newsroom as we're continuing to get you up to date on traffic around the area. We already went through some of the big projects that are coming up. That'll be coming up this weekend. Again, it's going to go through it one more time. You got Rossini, you got the orange and white game, you've got the Rod Run, just to name a few. And then, of course, we've got the home opener for the Smokies at Covenant Health Park coming up on Tuesday. And again, keep that in mind, too, Tuesday. There'll be a lot more traffic. People still trying to figure out how to get to where they need to be, whether it's the parking garage or the parking areas close to the stadium. That will cause some traffic issues. That is a 7:30 game, so hopefully everybody's headed home for the day at the end of the day that are work downtown, and really the only people coming in will be those that are just trying to get to the ball game. But of course, the people may be coming down early to make a day of it, so that will add some extra traffic for you on Tuesday coming up downtown. But that's something I'll have to get used to. Obviously, the Smokies just don't play on the weekends. They play during the week as well, so something to think about. All right, we have some projects that are also coming up. I want to kind of get everybody up to date on what's going to be going on there. So let's bring in the TDOT Smartway maps for just a moment. As always, TDOT gives us a huge list of projects that they are working on, and we want to get you up to date on at least a couple of them. And this is one we've talked about in the past, but this is Pellissippi Parkway, State Route 162. This is between Alcoa Highway all the way down to State Route 33. So that's Old Knoxville Highway. And so basically, crews are going to be out there. They're doing some brief rolling roadblocks. This will be between 9 and 3, so 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, watch for this daily. They're doing some blasting operations with this. They have been doing some bridge work in that area as well. That will be continuing. So for several reasons, they're going to have to do some rolling roadblocks daily. Of course, this will all be weather permitting, but this will be a section of Pellissippi Parkway between Old Knoxville Highway and Alcoa Highway. So again, just watch for that coming up next week. That work, though, when you see that, will be between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And again, this is not going to be every day. As they say, it is as needed. So again, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as far as when that will be happening. It's going to be really up to their discretion, their call. All right, a couple other projects I do want to talk about here for just a moment. We're going to bring it back to Knoxville here for a second. And this is one we've been watching for a while as well. This is north end of Knox County. This is that I-640 eastbound ramp. We'll go in here a little bit tighter for you here. It's that eastbound ramp to 75 north. So there it is right there. You're going to follow along as you're coming here on 640 east. You kind of branch off, and it's just that one lane flyover ramp that takes you up towards 75 and to Merchant. So let's bring in one of the cameras in that area and give you a live look right now. It's wet, that is for sure. No backups right now, so that's good to see. But it's this right-hand lane over here. This is the area that we're talking about as you're approaching, and there's the beginning of that ramp. It kind of goes right, and then it shifts you back to the left over top of I-640. What they'll be doing is the crews are going to be out there again. You're going to see some lane shifts between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. This will be running through Wednesday. So this will start Sunday night at 7 p.m. and run through Wednesday of next week. So 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. each night. They're doing some concrete repairs in that area. And again, this is all weather permitting, but basically, you know, at one moment, this right-hand lane could be closed. You'll shift you over to the left. They're going to shift you back over to the right, and then you're going to hit the ramp. So if you're going to be traveling later in the evenings or getting an early morning jump to the day, maybe you're traveling, heading out of town, need to take 75 north, or maybe you just work north of the city, keep that in mind next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings. And of course, in the evenings, also be on the watch out for that. But we have seen some significant backups at times. At least, though, we had seen this work being done during the afternoons, but at least this is now going to be an overnight job. So that should definitely help things as far as reducing some of the backups. But it will cause some issues for you. But again, that starts Sunday night and runs through Wednesday, 640 east, the ramp to 75 north. All right, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Here's another area. Let's see. We jumped ahead here. Let's get out of this for just a second here. And let me see. Did we jump ahead? Let's see. We went there. Okay, no, this is where we need to be. All right, so this is Loudoun County. This is I-40 east and westbound. This is going to be between mile markers 360 and 364. This is coming up for you on Saturday. Watch out for some possible rolling roadblocks. This will be between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. Now, we saw this last week near the Watt Road interchange. Now we're seeing this a little bit further back on I-40 in Loudoun County, but not far from the merge there with I-75. But again, this is I-40 east and westbound. It'll be early morning hours. They're doing some overhead line work, so utility crews are going to be out there. So they'll try to get this done early, but this will be on Saturday morning. And again, just to repeat one more time, it'll be between 6 and 7 a.m. So again, do watch for that coming up this weekend. And also just want to throw in here real quick, don't have the maps on this one, but Roane County, I-40 East, near mile marker 351, on Sunday and Monday, watch out for possible lane closures. Again, this will be overnight, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. As crews are going to be out there doing some bridge deck repairs. And then also on Tuesday, the 15th, on 40 westbound at mile marker 352, so basically just in the same area, coming back the other direction, you can see some possible lane closures. Same time, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. as bridge repairs going on in that area. So that'll be in Roane County coming up on, what did we say there? We said Monday and Tuesday in Roane County, or Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., I-40 east and west, right around mile markers 351 and 352. So a couple of areas that you'll have to continue to watch out for, where you could definitely see some delays as crews there are going to be doing some early morning work and some overnight work. All right, we're going to pause for another break. When we come back, it's been raining around the area. We're going to take a look at traffic, how things are shaping up for you, in case you are heading out on this Friday. And we'll also go back and kind of revisit some of the big issues coming up this weekend that you'll, again, need to be thinking about as far as parking and just trying to get around downtown. We'll have that for you coming up in just a second, so stay with us. All right, welcome back. I'm Bo Williams, the WATE 6 Near Side Newsroom. As promised, we're going to continue getting you up to date on traffic. We've talked about some big projects coming up. We've taken a look at some of the big events coming up downtown. If we have time, we'll go back and revisit some of those in case you're just checking in with us. But I do want to get you updated on how things are shaping up right now outside and how things are looking around the area. And we're going to bring back the TDOT SmartWay maps for you here and kind of show you the lay of the land, if you will. We're going to zoom in on a few spots. First of all, we are seeing a few alerts closer to downtown. We'll check those out first. First of all, heavy traffic for you, I-75 northbound. This is up around mile marker 111. So again, no lanes are blocked, just watching some heavy traffic for you. And then also I-40 westbound in Knox County. This is at mile marker 367. So right now, traffic looking okay. It's just slow, no lanes blocked, just that heavy traffic. You factor in the rain and, well, you get the idea. So let's bring in some TDOT SmartWay cameras for a second. And we'll start you off near downtown. This is right there at Alcoa Highway. Live look for you. And again, 40 westbound, really slow right now. That's what's going from the top of the screen toward that bottom corner. That is westbound traffic. Eastbound looking okay, but westbound you can still see some standing water. Had some pretty heavy showers come through the downtown area not too long ago, but you can see it's still taking some time to try to dry out those roadways. So just be careful if you are going to be out there. Let's take you north of town. This is I-75. That southbound lane, you see it over here on the right side of your screen. This is traffic coming 75 south trying to merge onto I-640 westbound. And again, it is slow moving for you right now trying to merge onto 640. So something else to try to keep in mind if you're coming in from the north end of town here soon. Just know the traffic is going to be on the slow side if you're trying to get out toward West Knoxville. Again, we've already showed you the slow traffic north of town. This looks like this is really impacting north and southbound 75. Was up around Emory, the Powell, Halls areas. I'm going to bring Waze in here for just a minute. Let's make sure there's nothing else. They're just showing also just heavy traffic for you right now. So I want to make sure there was no accidents or anything like that being reported. So it is technically just some slow traffic for you with the rainfall. Bring it back to Knoxville for a second. Let's bring the cameras back in here for a moment and take a look over near Western Avenue. This is an area also 640 westbound. This is the westbound traffic here on the left side of your screen. It is a little on the heavy side, especially for this early in the afternoon. But we have seen some pretty bad backups during really it's all week during the afternoon, but it's later in the afternoon hours. You can see the raindrops here on the camera lens. But just know we'll continue to watch that for you as rain continues to come down. That's going to play some havoc with the afternoon drive. Also over near the 275 interchange right now, a live look for you here as well. And again, you can see how the rain has really been impacting not only traffic, but the cameras as well. But traffic is slow through town right now, east and westbound there along I-40. This is the 275 off ramp right here on the right. You can barely see the 275 overpass here at the top of the screen. But again, traffic right now, it is slow through the downtown area. So just be patient if you are getting ready to head down this way. Just be aware that things are slowing. We'll shift a little bit further out west for you right now, give you a look here. This is out near the I-640, or I-40, I should say, 140 and I-40 interchange. It looks like we have a wrecker on the shoulder of the road here, a flatbed. Looks like they're loading up a vehicle just off on the shoulder of the road. It looks like traffic, though, is moving. This is eastbound coming toward us. That is westbound moving away. Traffic, though, looking okay right now. Hopefully not too bad, depending on whether this vehicle is out on the road at one point or not. But if it was causing backups, it looks like traffic is starting to move once again. But the road's a much drier situation out west than what we're seeing downtown. We'll shift south for a second. I want to take you down toward the airport. We'll jump in first of all over here near Topside. This is Pellissippi Parkway. Traffic there, not bad, just into Blount County. Traffic there looking good for you at this hour. We'll get a little bit closer now to the airport. We'll bring up the camera here. This is the interchange. This is Alcoa Highway and I-140, and you can see again it's going to be wet, that is for sure, but just some light traffic right now north and southbound. So if you need to catch a flight, maybe you're picking somebody up from the airport or dropping somebody off, just know right now traffic not bad. Despite the wet conditions, you should be okay trying to get to the airport. We can shift this down to just south of McGee-Tyson. This is the interchange with Hunt Road, and again, same situation there. Just some light traffic, not nearly as wet as what we're seeing literally just at the other end of that stretch of road where the other camera is located, where it was very wet. Here, it's not bad at all. So you're going to have those pockets of rain, and that's what's going to cause some slowdowns for you as you are out driving around. We'll kind of bring this back wide for a second. And let's see, the other areas. Looks like we've seen some yellow. When you see yellow, it basically means that the traffic is flowing a little bit. It's not stop and go. But again, you can see some of this heavy traffic. This is east of town. This is I-40 just east of Asheville Highway. Again, we are watching some of that slow traffic for you at this hour. So again, if you're heading out of town, just know you're going to have a few more friends with you out there on the road this hour. Maybe people heading out, say, towards Sevier County for the Rod Run. So keep that in mind. There'll be a lot of traffic coming in on 66, and you can see as we pull that up, look at this for a second. The reds, the yellows, this is through Sevierville right now on 411, coming in on 66. As we mentioned, first of all, you've got the schools letting out, you've got just the regular Friday traffic, but then you factor in the Rod Run, and look at Pigeon Forge right now. I mean, this isn't red, this is like burgundy. That's how slow this is along the parkway right now, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Again, you don't have the Old Mill Bridge, which you see a spotlight right here. So that bridge is out of action. So this is near Patriot Park, Old Mill Restaurant, those areas. We showed you the map a few moments ago. Sometimes you'll use this as a cut through to Teaster. That's not going to even be an option for you. But again, slow traffic right now through Pigeon Forge. So many people coming into town. You've got the Rod Run going off the LeConte Center. Now, Teaster also seeing those delays. If you're like me, this is a road that you use many times to bypass the parkway, but heavy traffic for you now on Teaster Lane as well, as you can see in the spotlight there in red. So, and like I said, it's so dark red, it's almost a burgundy color. So it is truly stop and go. You factor in the heavy traffic and the traffic lights, and that's just, you just have to be patient. Maybe find a good song, maybe a good podcast to listen to on the radio. Bringing into Gatlinburg for a minute. A lot of people heading into Gatlinburg this weekend also, and you can see pretty typical there. Heavy traffic for you near downtown. Just off of River Road there as you're coming in on 441. Pretty typical for a Friday, but really the big thing is going to be getting through Pigeon Forge right now. If you're trying to get to Gatlinburg, may want to come in through Townsend, maybe an option for you instead, or even Pigeon Forge, come in the back way. Coming through Sevierville is going to be pretty hectic. If you're coming in on 441 Chapman Highway, not as bad right now until you get to about that Sevierville area. So a couple of options for you, but just know you're going to have a lot of friends with you out there on the road. All right, so that's how things are shaping up. Let's see, we'll take this back wide again for a moment. Looks like we had a camera. Is this going to be, there we go. This is, I think it's one of our newer cameras. This is I-40 at Hartford. I say ours, this is T-Dots. And this is our first really good look at how things are shaping up along I-40. Once you get to Hartford, you're going to have I-40 goes to one lane in both directions. And this is our first real good look at it. The camera breaking up here just a little bit, but you can see traffic fairly light right now. This is eastbound coming toward us. That's westbound coming out of the mountains, but you can see how they've got the one barrier here, kind of separating that yellow barrier. that separates the two lanes, one in each direction along I-40. So traffic is moving through there. It's good to see. No lengthy backups. We'll have to continue to watch that camera at least until they get all those lanes back up. But right now, again, it's just one lane open in both directions through the mountains. And if that is where you're heading, just a reminder for you, we are starting to see a little bit of a delay here right as you approach the North Carolina-Tennessee line. But boy, coming back the opposite direction through North Carolina, winding through here, really in both directions, it gets really slow. Along I-40. Again, it's just one lane both directions, but you know, some of those spots once you get into North Carolina, it's a tight area of just twists and turns, if you will. So keep all of that in mind. All right, let's bring this back in here for a second. Just want to kind of revisit this for a moment. Don't forget, we talked about this at the beginning, Rossini coming up this weekend. There's the roads that are going to be closed down. They're highlighted in white. Basically, it's the pedestrian zone that we talk about just about every week. So watch for that. You're going to have the orange and white game as well, so it's going to be very busy downtown this weekend, that is for sure. And then also, as we just mentioned, check out our article about the Rod Run at WATE.com. That will get you up to date on everything you need to know as far as traffic, what's going on in that area near the LeConte Center of Pigeon Forge, just because there's going to be a lot of people heading there. So, as always, if you ever have an email, you got a question, you want to fire away at us, don't forget to reach out to us. You can always go shoot me an email there at bowilliams@wat.com. You can also call TDOT at 833-TDOT-FIX, 833-836-8349 for all the latest. All right, be safe out on the roadways. Have fun this weekend if you're heading to some of the big events, and we'll do this all again next week. Take care.